The Daily Telegraph, IS cell behind a New Orleans terrorist with suspected links to Islamic State drove a pickup truck into crowds of people celebrating the New Year on one of America's most famous party streets. This is Shamsuddin Bahar Jabbar. He's 42, a US national. He served in the US military, was given an honourable discharge. He sped into revellers on Bourbon Street in the heart of the French Quarter, killing at least 15 people. We now know at least 35 people are injured. Now, this story has developed overnight. An IS flag has been found in the rented vehicle. Also, there has been a separate incident in Las Vegas with a Cybertruck which exploded outside the Trump Hotel in Vegas. Elon Musk very quick to say these are two related incidents. Now, the FBI are now looking into this. The latest news on this is authorities are looking into a possible military connection between the suspect in the New Orleans attack and a man who died in a Tesla Cybertruck explosion in Las Vegas. Now, as I was saying, both incidents had a rental car. Both of those rental cars came from the same place. This is Turo. It's a car app to rent vehicles. As a result, law enforcement are looking into the fact that both men used that app, the Turo car app, to rent the vehicles used in both incidents. Well, let's get the very latest. Dan Warren, who is a talk producer, was there. He's now in Los Angeles, and he joins us now. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, David.
So you were actually in Vegas at the time of this explosion. Where were you? Where was the explosion, and what was the fallout from this?
Well, basically, I'd spent New Year's Eve in Vegas, and funny enough, was discussing with the people I was with about the well, not lack of security, but there seemed to be a lot of security in the centre of the Strip, but the northern part of the Strip, which includes where the Trump International Hotel is, it seemed to have there wasn't just for pedestrians. It was business as usual. And I was actually saying to somebody, well, you can see if something's going to kick off, it would be in this area. Now,
just so for people who aren't familiar with Vegas, the Strip is one long road, isn't it, which is lined by hotels on both sides of that. Huge, great hotels either side. And, of course, Vegas is known for its New Year's revelry. It's an event that many people attend. Was it ticketed this year?
No, it wasn't ticketed. It was pretty much a free-for-all. Usually, you're normally confined to your hotel. So wherever you're staying, they encourage you to stay around there. But this time it was they brought in a few regulations: no push chairs, no backpacks, and no glass bottles. They were the only rules. Everything else was allowed. We actually went to a multi-story car park next to the Trump Hotel to watch the fireworks, and thought security are clearly going to move us on here, because it's, you know, this could be a risk, and security didn't care. In fact, at one point it looked like a scene from Fast and Furious, of all these cars pulling up at the top of this multi-story car park. And I was saying, at the time, this really doesn't seem that secure. You know, God forbid something happen. Obviously, I woke up to the news of the horrific event in New Orleans, and then as we were driving and leaving Vegas this morning, we passed the Trump International Hotel and saw a Tesla Cybertruck. I don't know if it was the one that it exploded, and a member of the group that was with me had never seen one before and was, what the heck is that? So we're talking about it, and about just before we got to the state line with California, we saw another one that had been pulled over by the police, and then 20 minutes later, suddenly all the news flashes came that one had exploded out of the Trump outside the Trump Hotel. We do understand that the driver came from Colorado, arrived in the Strip around about 7:30 local time this morning, or New Year's Day morning, and spent an hour cruising up and down the Strip before parking up outside the hotel, and about 15 seconds later the vehicle exploded.
Which is highly strange behaviour, to cruise up and down for an hour outside the Strip, or up and down the Strip.
Yeah, indeed, and we're just getting US media sources are indicating that, like the New Orleans suspect, the Las Vegas suspect has a connection with the US military and is apparently a member of the Green Beret or the US Army Special Forces. That news coming through as we speak from a variety of US media sources on the news network. So very similar background. It would appear, obviously, these are not confirming. The investigations are still going. And
is there any sense with this driver that there was a similar story to Jabbar? Jabbar had begun to convert to Islam. We know that. That's according to his family. They told US media that on Wednesday night. Is there any sense that we have a similar story unfolding from the driver who was killed, who parked that Cybertruck outside the Trump Hotel?
Not at the moment. They are searching numerous properties in Colorado. Apparently, one person has been detained. Again, that's citing US media sources. But everything else at this stage is just speculation. But the parallels are there. Hence why Elon Musk had stated earlier that linking both incidents together, but President Biden clearly stating that there is nothing to report on in terms of any link between the two incidents at this stage.
I mean, it beggars belief that you are allowed to drive a Cybertruck filled with fuel canisters and firework mortars down the main strip of Las Vegas on New Year's Eve. That beggars belief.
It's unbelievable, because I was the designated driver, one of the downsides of being teetotal. So therefore, I was actually quite concerned about getting in and out of Vegas, because it's bad enough on a normal day, never mind New Year's Eve. Drove in to the strip, no problem. And this morning I was expecting to see the party still going, and actually no security, nothing. It literally just looked like a normal Wednesday morning in Las Vegas.
Dan, thanks ever so much. We're pleased you're safe, and thank you very much for bringing us up to speed with all the latest. That's Dan Warren, their talk producer in Los Angeles. If you are just waking up, we're talking about the headlines in all the papers this morning. IS cell behind this terror attack in New Orleans, where the vehicle was driven at speed into as many people as the driver could possibly affect. He killed 10 in this New Year massacre. He was shot dead. The FBI says he isn't working alone. They're following up those leads. As I said, the car was actually rented from an app, and it's also the same app has been used to rent the vehicle that was seen, that Tesla Cybertruck, outside the Trump Tower in Las Vegas. The question I'm asking this morning is, how does that make you feel? This is the beginning of a new year where we're meant to be optimistic, where we're hoping for world peace, where we hope there will be a breakthrough, for example, in Ukraine and the various wars around the world. But here we are, day 2, and already a terrorist attack, and as the Mirror very pithily says, America under attack.